Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. On this channel, we cut through the hype and the noise and give you the non-biased information you can use to capitalize on the next bull run. Now guys, I'm always telling people to not be tribal and don't be biased. I talk to all my clients, my coaching clients, about that. And if you watch my channel at all, you know that I'm extremely bullish on HBAR. It's one of my absolutely favorite projects, and I believe for the risk, it is in that number 3 spot for the best risk reward behind Ethereum. You got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and HBAR, and arguably Quant. Well guys, I'm excited to tell you that when I compare ImmutableX to Hedera, it might be a better project. But I'm going to let you guys to decide. But I'm going to tell you some bullet points that absolutely blows me away. And I'm glad I uncovered and didn't forget about ImmutableX. It was one of my favorite projects when I first got into crypto. And quite frankly, guys, I just forgot about it. But now it's back on my radar and I'm ready to start stacking ImmutableX. I'm still a HBAR bull, but guys, this just shows I'm not tribal and I'm non-biased. I'm going to give you the information as it plays out, and just you can do with it as you will. That being said, hit that like button and share with like-minded people, and let's get into it. Because guys, anytime I find a project that has at least as good of a risk reward as HBAR, I'm excited. And this one definitely meets that criteria and maybe is a better risk reward. Let's get into it. Alright, if you haven't been to Hedera website, guys, go there, surf around, get familiar with the governing board and all the projects going on in the ecosystem. I'm not going to go through the hundreds of things of why I'm bullish on HBAR. To me, it is as close to perfection as we see in crypto, which that doesn't mean it doesn't have a huge amount of room to grow in all areas. But guys, we are really early, and all of these projects are having growing pains and have issues with tokenomics and money and whatever. However, what I mean by that statement about HBAR and Hedera is they are doing things the right way. Their tokenomics reflect the way they're trying to build. They're not just founders and developers getting nasty rich like a lot of projects. And that's one major reason I'm behind HBAR. Now, for the people that don't know, I truly believe that it's one of the best risk rewards in crypto. Now, I believe that if you can buy HBAR around 5 cents, that's the closest thing to a guaranteed 10x you're going to get in crypto. Now, it's still crypto and it could not make a new all-time high, but that's all it would have to do a 10, 11x. Now, it could easily go way higher. Its all-time high is only 52 cents. It would be reasonable to say $1, $1.50. Some people are calling for $2.50. Some even say $10. Not in this bull run, in my opinion. But hey, I hope I'm wrong. Anyway, if you take a look at the chart on HBAR, it's had a pretty good run here shortly. I hate that, because if you've watched my channel, I've been telling people, if HBAR rallies in this bear market, it's going to pull back because of the tokenomics. Guys, they're still adding a heavy amount of supply into the market. But the reason that doesn't bother me is the majority of that money doesn't go on the bottom line or into some founder's wallet. It goes back into the ecosystem and to the developers. And that's what you want. They're growing that ecosystem with that money. They're not abusing it. Anyway, so I want to make it clear. I love HBAR. It's one of my biggest bags. It may be my biggest bag. And I'm still going to stack some more HBAR, especially at 5 cents and lower. But have I found a better project? You tell me, guys. Check this out. Now, I have been looking long and hard for a project or projects that are going to give me better upside than, say, HBAR. I want, 25x, 50x, 100, as much as I can get. And obviously, as you go out on your reward search, the risk goes up. And I'm conservative, aggressive. This is one thing I teach my coaching clients. If I start, I want to be fairly conservative with the majority of my portfolio. But as I start peeling off profits in the bull run, let's say I get a 10x in HBAR. I'm going to take a 1 or 2x and start moving it into some really speculative, higher risk projects like meme coins and gaming and whatever's hot, some ICOs. So therefore, if I get rug pulled or it crashes or something happens, I still made my 8x. So to me, that is conservative, aggressive. Guys, if you need some help in your coaching, I'll leave a link down below and we'll talk about it at the end of this video. But now look, ImmutableX, guys, is building the infrastructure for gaming, and they are positioning themselves to get the lion's share. Now here's one thing that bothers me when I follow people online. Everyone talks about, well, who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? This tech is better, therefore they're going to do this. Guys, I follow the money, the developers, and the adoption. That's who's winning now. Who's winning today? Who looks like they're going to win tomorrow? And who looks like they're going to win in the long run without total guessing? I want probabilities. Well, the probabilities with these moves that have just happened with ImmutableX puts them in a position to definitely be a top player, if not get the lion's share in gaming. And guys, we are so early. This project could absolutely be like buying Solana at $1. And I mean that. Or MATIC at 10 cents. All right. If you haven't been to their website, go to immutable.com and dig around, guys. As you see, it says the future of gaming awaits. They're building the infrastructure. Now, here's what's got me so excited. A couple of months back, they partnered with Polygon. And guys, they're competitors. And they are basically combined getting about 2/3 of the projects being launched in gaming. They're launching and going partner with ImmutableX or Polygon. Well, then they saw that and they said, look, why are we fighting each other? You have these things that are good. We have what we do that is good. And let's build a platform that is a win-win so that we can dominate gaming. Well, that got me excited. And I didn't really understand that that was the situation. I thought it was a small partnership, but today I watched a podcast with one of the co-founders of ImmutableX, and he explained the partnership. And he basically said what I just told you. And I think ImmutableX got the better end of the deal. But as it sits now, guys, they're getting 6 or 7 of every gaming project that comes out to build either on ImmutableX or Polygon. And now with their partnership, what they have is like a side chain where every game can get its own blockchain and can control it and everything, but it's a side chain, but they still pay gas fees in IMX. I love that. Now, another thing I like about what the co-founder said is about their tokenomics. Now, and we're going to go pretty deep into the tokenomics because, guys, again, I'm going to give you the good and the bad. and you can figure out if I'm correct. But I'm just going to lay it out for you. Now, a lot of people would say ImmutableX tokenomics weren't that good in the past, but hear me out. It's just like HBAR's tokenomics. Once you get the true story, you'll figure out that they're doing things the right way, and their tokenomics is a positive, not a negative, in my opinion. Anyway, that is a big, big partnership. But this one is even bigger. This just came out. Now, I'm not a gamer, and I'm a little older, but I do understand who Ubisoft is. One of the biggest gaming platforms in the world for Web 2. Well, they understand, guys, the future is Web 3, and we are so early. And they are getting front run by the Web 3 developers and platforms and the metaverse and everything that's coming down the pipe. And instead of what I see, instead of them trying to team up, stack a bunch of developers and spend a lot of money to catch up, they're partnering with the better platforms. And this just got announced. And guys, we are so early, because from what I'm told, the Web 2 gamers, the world beaters of the world who really dominate, I'm talking about the players themselves, they are not gung-ho on Web 3 yet, but it's getting there. And Ubisoft will be a big player to onboard millions and millions of Web 2 customers. I can't tell you how early we are in gaming and metaverse and AI. That's the future, guys, and that's where I'm going to start to focus. I own all the ISO tokens, the banking tokens, and they're going to do well. But guys, I'm here for the money. And this sector, no doubt in my mind, if you pick the right horses, will outperform every ISO token. And again, I own them, and it's not being negative or spreading FUD. But again, I'm here for the money. Anyway, let's look at the chart. And I love this. It's down today. And unfortunately, it's not down hard enough. But because it can't go down too much. But let's look at the big picture, guys. This thing, and this is what I've been looking for all year. I want projects that haven't experienced a bull run. And guess who hasn't experienced a bull run? IMX. It launched in January of 2022. Now, it wasn't an absolute horrible time, but it was well past 95% of all the projects that did well in the bull run, and the big money had already gotten out. And so I think it will easily, and I mean easily, take out its old high. Now, right now, as it sits, if you buy it today and it takes out its old high, that's about a 15x. So, guys, my risk reward for HBAR is a very solid 10x, 11x. It's extremely conservative. And for IMX, I really believe a 15x is being conservative. Now, check this out, guys. If you really dive deep, and I'm not going to go deep into it in this video, I was going to do a video comparing IMX to MATIC, which I own. Actually, I own both of them. A very little bit of IMX is one of the first tokens I bought, and I bought it high. And I own MATIC, and I've been dollar cost averaging in. But MATIC's got some things that I'm not excited about, like the new poll token, which I'm not going to get into it. But I really believe, guys, that IMX could outperform and surpass MATIC. And MATIC is a world beater project. It really is. But I think IMX could catch MATIC and surpass it on the market cap list, and that would be impressive. But I'm not even going to talk about if that happens realistically. But I want to look at something, and I love this tool. It's called marketcapof.com. Now check this out. If you look at and compare IMX to MATIC, right? This is where MATIC is right now. There is no way in a bear market that you can tell me that IMX is not going to catch and get to where MATIC is today in this bear market. So when that bull market starts, IMX is easily going to hit the market cap of where MATIC is right now. Guys, that's a 7x. That is a great risk reward. Now, here's my really conservative thought as well, in my opinion. It may not catch MATIC in this bull run, but there's no way, in my opinion, or it's a very conservative thought, that it will go to where MATIC went in the last bull run. Guys, that is a 18, almost 19x. Now, imagine if I'm right and IMX can outperform MATIC, catch MATIC, and get in front of it in the market cap list. Guys, this thing could easily explode. I'm excited about it, guys. Now, check this out. We're going to talk about tokenomics, and it has an unlock coming, which I love. Now, a lot of people are going to look at this and say, oh my God, this is horrible. But I want to put this in context. What this is the supply that has been added since its launch in the last 2 years. It's basically doubled their token supply. Now, a lot of people think that is an immense amount. Guys, it's only 600 million tokens added. Now, that is a lot, but bear with me. Let's put it in context. That's since their beginning in the last 2 years. In the last quarter, XRP, or Ripple, just announced that they sold off 880 million tokens. So that's 200 million tokens in 1 quarter, in 90 days. Or is that 120 days? Then, no, it'd be 90 days. So in 90 days, Ripple has dumped 880 million tokens, more than the supply added in the last 2 years for ImmutableX. Now, here's what I really like about it. Now, bear with me. And this is the part when people compare tokenomics. Sometimes they miss the big picture, including myself. It took me a long time to really understand tokenomics across the board, and I'm still learning. But check this out. Just like when HBAR increases its supply, the money goes back into the ecosystem and to the developers to keep growing the ecosystem. And I know in business in general, when you keep adding you keep adding money and growing a project, the price will catch up with all that hard work and all that money that you have added into the system. Now, listen to the podcast from the co-founder of IMX. Guys, they have a system in place that once you start building on ImmutableX and you get to a certain point where you're producing income for ImmutableX, they start to fund you with ImmutableX tokens to help you explode and keep growing your project. Now get this, guys. Even though they are getting that allocation from ImmutableX, they are making ImmutableX more money than ImmutableX is giving them. So it starts from the beginning, and as that project goes, guys, they keep funding them throughout their development, but it's a guaranteed win for ImmutableX. Guys, I don't know any other projects that are set up that way. I'm sure there's a few, but guys, I love that. And that kind of reminds me of what HBAR does. Now, in 21 days, they're about to have a 0.68% supply increase, which is right now at this price 8.5 million. I guess that would be, that's not dollars, that's 8.5 million IMX are going to be added. Now, that's 21 days, guys. That's 3 weeks. Now, when we go back and look on the chart of what it's done in the last week, you know, that's a pretty good move, but it's pulling back. I don't know if we're going to get a pullback in the next 3 weeks. I hope we do. Or I don't know if it's going to run hard. Well, here's the thing. When you have an unlock, normally you get a pullback. But if this thing runs hard for the next 2 to 3 weeks, even if it pulls back, and let's just say it's ran to, you know, let's see here. If it's ran back, you know, to $1, $1.50 or something like that, the pullback may not be that big a deal. Hopefully, it's going to be back to around the price it is right now at like 85 cents. And then if we get a pullback, that might put us in a really good position, 75, 70, 65 cents. That's what I hope for. But I'm probably not going to wait around. This is just where I'm at because I only have a very small bag of ImmutableX. I'm probably going to start dollar cost averaging in probably this week, and that's through Sunday. But if not, definitely probably next week unless something changes. If it starts to bleed and the market starts to change and I think it's going to continue to go down, I'll let it bleed. But it's real close to me starting to dollar cost average into this project. That being said, guys, I think anyone dollar cost averaging into any project right now in the next, say, 18 months will be happy they did. But I have a pretty decent bag stacked, and I don't have but so much dry powder, so I'm very conservative with what I'm wanting to start stacking. So, because it may seem like the halving is right around the corner and it's getting closer, but guys, Bitcoin could run to 50K back to 20K before now in the halving easily, or worse, or twice. Anything could happen. But I am not in the camp that Bitcoin is, you know, just going to run straight to a new all-time high. I believe that we have a pretty substantial pullback coming between now and the halving. And if history proves out, which past performance is not indicative necessarily of future results, but you've had a rally into the halving for every bull run, and then it pulls back and takes off, and that's when you really want to have some dry powder to stack the rest of the bags that you haven't stacked. So guys, I'm not trying to talk you in or out of these markets, but take a look at both of these projects. They're two of my favorite. Now, let's talk about coaching. If you want some coaching, guys, and you need some help to learn to take your profits or whatever, I coach for $250. That's going to get you 3 phone calls or like Zoom meetings. And what we'll do is we'll go through your portfolio. We'll talk about your mindset, talk about your goals. You know, are you conservative? Are you happy with a 10x? Do you want moonshots only? Whatever it is. And I'll work with you to get a game plan. And hopefully you'll have some systems and some procedures and some rules, your rules in place to take advantage of this bull run. Because guys, it's not going to be easy. And when that FOMO kicks in and everything starts to go ballistic, it's going to be hard to be disciplined and stick to your guns. But if you don't have a plan, guys, good luck, and I say that with love. Anyway, if you want some more information, I'll leave a link down below, and I also pin my email in at the top of the comment section and reach out. But guys, whether you work with me one-on-one, please get a game plan and take profits along the way. And if you don't take profits, guys, you'll become the profits. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm excited about these two projects. And guys, I'm going to start focusing on gaming and AI. Those are going to be my two top areas. And then I'll move into some other sectors. But I really believe gaming and AI are going to be really, really hot. So I'm really going to focus on those. I have pretty good bags stacked, like all the banking tokens, and they're going to do fine, guys. I'm not spreading FUD. You know, it's one thing about investing in crypto. I'm not used to not having adult conversations, which include the downside, the risk, and the reality of every project. That's odd to me, because if you want to be wealthy, guys, you need to know your downside and your real risk. And guys, the number one rule in trading or in investing is preservation of capital. So if you don't know your downside and you're in a crypto or anything and you don't know the risk you're really taking on, you'll probably make bad decisions. All right, guys, that's all I got. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And hey, subscribe and be part of this community. Take care.